Hi guys, and welcome to Older Tanks Review. I'm Buddy1927, and today I'm on the test server again for patch 9.3, and I'm going to be reviewing the other three new light tanks that Older Tanks is coming out with. First, we're going to be going over the German Spahpanzer RU 251. Then we'll go over the Tier 7 Russian light tank, the LTTB. And we'll be going over the Tier 8 T-54 lightweight. But to start off with, we're going to be going over the Spahpanzer RU 251. Now this is a Tier 8 light tank. It doesn't look too bad. So far the gun isn't the best on it. I'm having some trouble penetrating with it. But overall, it is a actually pretty fast Tier 8 light tank. Let's take a look at the tech tree real quick. And to get there, you would have to start off, of course, with a lawn tractor, and then to the PZ1, to the PZ1C, to the Luch, to the Leopard, to the VK, the Panther, and then you end up in the RU 251, and that will take you down to the Leopard line and to the Leopard 1. And basically they just put it in this at another. Actually, Germany didn't have a Tier 8 light tank, so you can either go to the Indian Panzer from the Panther. You can go to the medium Indian Panzer to the Leopard 1, or you can get the light tank, the RU 51, and then go up that way. Let's take a look at the way it actually comes. It only comes with one gun, which we'll go over a little bit later, which is a Tier 8 radio, Tier 8 turret, Tier 10 radio, Tier 9 engine, and a Tier 8 set of tracks. So that's how it's equipped. Let's take a look at the stats on this tank, and I'll blow them up so you can see them a lot easier. Hit points on this is actually halfway decent at 1,200 hit points. Engine horsepower 630. Top speed on this is 80 kilometers per hour, and this is a fast moving tank. It's a little slow getting off, but once it gets going, it's a fast moving tank. Traverse speed is halfway decent at 44 degrees per second. Hull armor 25, 80, and 8. I'm sorry, 25, 20, and 8. Turret is 20, 20, and 20. So it doesn't have much armor on it. We'll go over the gun. The turret traverse speed is 44 degrees per second. View range on this is 400 meters and 745 on the signal range. So it has good top speed. So far, I've only I played this tank 5 times, and all 5 times I've been in Sand River. So in the sand, it starts off a little slow, but once you get going, it actually does top out at 80 kilometers an hour. So it is one of the fastest light tanks in the game. Okay, let's take a look at the gun, and I'll blow that up for you. Okay, the gun on this is a 90 caliber gun. Rate of fire is 9.68 rounds per minute. Average pin is 190, 250, 102. Average damage is 240, 240, and 320. Accuracy on this is actually pretty decent at 0.36 at 100 meters. Aiming time is 2.1 seconds. It carries AP, heat, and high explosive. So that's about it for this tank. Like I said, it is one of the fastest lights in the game. It goes up to 80 kilometers per hour. This is actually a pretty good spotter tank. Of course, every game match I've been into so far with it has been Tier 10, and you know that it's hard to penetrate a tier 10. But with the speed and maneuver, and this tank is also very maneuverable. So with the speed and maneuverability of this tank, you should be able to actually be a good spotter in it. I'm not a light tank kind of guy. I'm more of a TD and heavy guy. But actually, I actually enjoyed playing this tank. Okay, let's go over to the next tank, which is the LTTB Tier 7 light tank in the Russian line. This is one of their new light tanks. And this is actually also a halfway decent tank for a Tier 7. Let's take a look at the tech tree, show you how to get there. Okay. Of course, you start off with the oops. Let's get to the right tech tree. I start off with the MS1. You go down to the BT2, the BT7, the A20, the T34, the MT25, and you end up at the LTTB. Also included in this line is the T54 lightweight, which is the next tank we are reviewing, and you eventually end up with the medium T62A when you're going down this line. This is how the tank comes. It does come equipped with 3 guns. I'll be reviewing the top tier 7 gun. It has 285 millimeter guns on them. I might end up reviewing both guns for you. Sorry guys. Tier 7 turret, Tier 10 radio, Tier 7 engine, and Tier 7 set of tracks. Okay, let's take a look at the stats on this thing and blow them up so you can see them a lot clearer. Comes with 950 hit points, 700 horsepower. Top speed on this is 68 kilometers per hour. Traverse speed is pretty good at 48 degrees per second. Hull is 90, 45, and 40, which has pretty good armor. Turret is 90, 75, and 52. We'll go over the gun a little later. Traverse speed on this is also pretty good at 48 degrees per second. View range on this is 390 meters and 730 on the signal range. So those are the specs. It's a small tank. I'll give you that much. This definitely is a small tank, and it has good speed. Pickups, acceleration is not the best, but once you get going, it actually pretty moves pretty well for the tank. Let's go with the top gun right off the bat and blow that up so you can see that a lot better. The top gun is an 85 caliber gun, 11.76 rounds per minute. Does 170, 216, and 44 in penetration. Does 180, 180, and 300. 0.36 at 100 meters, so the gun's pretty accurate. Aiming time on this is also 2.1 seconds. Carries AP, APCR, and HE rounds. And let's take a look at the other Tier 7 gun, and that is also an 85 caliber gun, 11.54 rounds per minute. Does 144, 194, and 44. Does 180, 180, and 300 in damage. 0.37, still accurate at 100 meters. And this carries AP, APCR, and high explosive. So those are the 2 guns on this tank. Top 2 guns on this tank. So you can decide what type of gun you're going to use, whether it's a dart gun or a long barrel gun. Okay. So playing this tank, I've only played a couple games on this tank, and it seems halfway decent. But once again, I'm not a light tank guy, and I'm going to be honest with you on that. So let's take a look at the next. This is the Tier 8 Russian tank, which is also new to the line. I actually like the look of this tank, and I actually loved playing this tank. I kind of played it like a medium, more than a light tank, and it actually did halfway decent. It's pretty good so far. Of course, we already know how to get to it, so let's take a look at what actually comes with it. As you can start off with a tier 7 gun, and you end up with a tier 7 gun. Both of the 100mm, we'll go over both those guns. Comes with tier 8 turret, tier 10 radio, tier 9 engine, and a tier 8 set of tracks. Let's look at the specs on this and blow it up so you can see it. Hit points on this is good at 1,200 hit points, 700 horsepower, 69 kilometers per hour top speed. Traverse speed is excellent. It's 50 degrees per second. Hull on this is 80, 60, and 45. Turret on this is 160, 120, and 60. We'll go over the gun. We'll go over both guns here in a second. Turret traverse speed is 48 degrees per second, which is pretty good. View range on this is 390 meters and 760 on the signal range. So that's actually pretty good. Let's take a look at the armor here on this tank. The front has actually pretty good sloped armor, so you get a lot of ricochet on it. The turret is rounded, as you can see, and you get I've gotten a bunch of ricochet shots off of this tank. For a light tank, it does pretty good, and the curved and the slope armor on this is actually good protection for this tank. Okay, let's take a look at the top gun first and blow that up so you can see this. It's a 100 caliber gun, 7.5 rounds per minute. Average penetration is 175, 325, and 50. Average damage is 250, 250, and 330. Accuracy on this is actually pretty good at 0.38 at 100 meters. Aiming time on this is a little slower than the other ones at 2.3 seconds. It carries AP, APCR, and HE rounds. And let's take a look at the gun that actually comes with it. This is also a 100 caliber gun, 7.32 rounds per minute, 175, 235, and 50. Average damage is 250, 250, and 330. Accuracy is not as accurate as at 0.4 at 100 meters. Aiming time is a lot slower at 2.9 seconds. Again, carries AP, APCR, and HE rounds. So that's the tank in the nutshell. These are the 3 tanks in the nutshell. So now these are the other 3 tier. So you get tier 7, 2 tier 8s, and tier 7 tanks. I did go over the whole new U.S. light tank line, and I want to go ahead and touch in this review. Go ahead and touch and show you the new German tier 8 light tank, the new tier 7 and tier 8 Russian tanks, so you get an idea what the tanks look like, and now you know what the specs are on them, and whether or not you are going to end up trying to go down those lines. I'm not a light tank driver, I'll tell you that much right now. I suck at it. I'll tell you that right now. But I am a good TDer and a good heavy player. So, but playing these light tanks, they actually play pretty good, and what I've seen was actually halfway decent. So I'd like to thank you for watching this video. If you're a YouTuber and you make your own YouTube videos, check out Market Dragon Network. The link is down below. This program was recorded by XSplit, and their link is down below also if you're interested in getting that program. If you like this video, please like us on YouTube. If you have any comments about this video, please leave it on the YouTube page of my channel underneath this video. Also, if you haven't done yet, subscribe to my channel. That way you know when the latest video comes out that I do. I'd like to thank you again for watching this video, and save some tanks on the battlefield for me. You all have a good day.